presentation will be made in English, and at least the first part. And there will be 3 parts of our webinar. One will be about our experience, our story of company creation, about the field that we are working on. And the next slides will be about actually the city of the future, how it looks like. And we will talk about citizens of the future, and we will talk about the city and the changes that will be placed. So sometimes I will switch to Russian in case I will get some difficulties in explaining my thoughts, because content is the main thing. And mostly I will speak with you, and the webinar is being recorded, and you will be able to see it after this webinar and on YouTube, etc. So just a second, I will switch to my slides and we will continue. Just a second. Just a second.
Hello, Alan. I see you.
I'm here. Okay, here we go. Here we go. And okay, share. Okay, we are here.
Now it's sharing.
So back to presentation. City of the future, how would look it like? And we will have 3 parts, 3 major parts of this webinar: about us, about the citizens, and about the city itself. Honestly, I'm expert pretty much with activity of my colleague Dmitro RNG, and I will make a reference on the last part of my presentation about the city, about the city architecture, about the city of the future, to his presentation, and he's a TEDx speaker of this winter in Lviv. I have the same experience, so I will share with you my experience when we will talk about the citizens. So first of all, who we are, and let's talk a little bit about DroneUa and about company and startup that Olga was mentioning. Yes, true. We was a startup a few years ago, and actually you can see my workplace. And for years, it seems to me, I have spent most of the time in the fields working together with our clients, and this opportunity gave us a chance to understand the needs of our clients, needs of our partners, and to become whom we are now. From the beginning, we was using robotics and drones and robotics as instruments to develop something new, develop something better for different industries. We started to collaborate with agricultural companies. At the moment, it seems to me that we work with almost everyone on the market, and Ukraine at the moment is #1 country in Europe using drones in agriculture. We started to work with mining industries. We started to work with different international clients, big corporations. I will switch to the projects that we made a little bit, like in a few minutes. Additionally, we was happy to participate in several projects that was funded by European Space Agency, about project that we was participating with the funding of National Geographic and etc. So, but the main thing is that we used drones and robots to help business. After that, we have created something bigger. And right now, we understand that we are influencers on the market, and we help other industries to help other industries to grow. And here am I. I'm a founder of DroneUa company, and my first task is to work with enterprise clients and with government-related users and different multinational corporations. And I'm specialist in robotics, despite my background in medicine. Yes, I finished medical school, and right now I am working with drones. A little bit different, but this is just an example that is showing that everybody is able to do what he is doing the best. And this is not necessarily the one thing for the whole life. You can easily shift, easily change your future, just if you wish so. So right now we are 33 members team. We are working with different tasks in different industries, in inspections, in mapping, in agriculture, in mining, and we're using drones as robotics infrastructure for all our needs. And we provide equipment, we provide services, and we provide data analysis. But these are not the simplest services or just simple supply of the equipment for our clients. This is a little bit bigger. We are working with our clients, understanding their needs, understanding the task that has to be solved, and we are choosing always the different types of possibilities that we have using our equipment and using our possibilities. So sometimes it is just equipment provided to the final client and a little bit of integration of technologies in his stack of technologies. Sometimes it is just drone analytical processes that we are providing to help our clients to grow. Sometimes this is an international activity, helping some international brands to enter Ukrainian market, to develop some new possibilities. Like, for example, we did with Syngenta and AgroCares, when two international brands, one is startup, another one is hugest international corporations, joined together to create something new and to manage this process of collaboration to create new products for Ukrainian and more markets. So our main focus is working with enterprises. And to continue with this thing, I will show some projects that we have participated with. This is first of all a project with the help of National Geographic that helped us to create some mapping products to show the impact of green zones to the city medium temperatures, to understand what kind of temperatures and what kind of green facilities help to develop the cleaner, the more less warm place to live. And we will continue a little bit after with more explanation about this. We also participated in some projects regarding solar drones projects. You can see a reference from Titan projects here. And in Ukraine, we developed it together with Gamaya, with ETH. This is highest technical university of Switzerland, and DroneUa as additional participant of the project under financing of European Space Agency. And this is a project that we created in Ukraine with the help of main stakeholders to scale it after to another markets and other possibilities. And we don't see actually difference between drones and satellite imagery. We understand that these are just sources of the data that can be obtained with different levels. And actually the main thing is to process, analyze, and understand this data and to share it with the proper users, with the proper annotation, with the proper analysis, so it will become useful for them. And this kind of process can be implemented in different spheres. And this is just an example from the agriculture users. We're using different stack of technologies, including drones, including laboratory analysis, including satellite imagery, during the whole season, to understand before crops, before seeding campaigns, to understand the possible maps to make it differentially, After the seeding process, we understand the quality of these jobs. And during vegetation season, we understand the healthy spots and the bad spots on the fields using our full stack of technologies. At the end, we even provide the data to understand what kind of harvest yield potential you can expect from the fields using our technologies within agriculture. And this is just one of examples. And honestly, drones as a robotic equipment is one of the easiest instruments that can be implemented. And here are some projects that we have done. First of all, mining. Pretty interesting industry where we have used drones to map different technical tasks for the mining industries. The client in this case is Zaporozhye. During the understanding of the stockpile volumes control, you're using drones to understand these volumes and to perform periodical inventorization of those stocks to plan it and to use it within your work. Another client, also from mining, volume control from the mining field and mining facilities. Another client, the same client, is Tsegok, volumetry using drones, understanding the stock possibilities of this facility. Another client, another possibility, volume control. We are talking about volume because drones are just a part of instruments that are helping to get the really precise metric data, and volumes itself and 3D modeling itself can be done using drones, and these can be implemented in different spheres, including mining and of course construction possibilities, seed infrastructure development, etc., etc., etc. Another client, another possibilities of using drones, this is our experience, this is Basalt AG. This is volume control from the mining pit. This is part of infrastructure projects when we are using drones to understand the quality of roads and the quality of about the signs established on the road. So you can see all the quality of the jobs that has to be analyzed. We are given this exact picture with the possibility of retrospective analysis at every point, at every time that we need. Another example of implementing drone data, this is about volume control from Riga, Latvia, and this is one of our international projects. Here as well, we use drones and our possibility to understand that data. This is hydropower plant from Riga, and a Ukrainian company was happy to provide services and participate in these kind of projects to plan servicing of this hydropower plant using drone data. Another one example, also international one, this is volume control from one of our Latvian facilities. And again, possibilities to make volume control from already performed projects. Another sphere that is developing right now, I have talked a lot about agriculture, I have talked a lot mining possibilities, but the next biggest market for drone and robotics industry right now in European Union, I'm not talking about Ukraine only, this is European tendency, this is energy. And drones can be used to monitor the actual status and infrastructure around energy facilities, and there are a few types of jobs that can be performed. One of them is analyzing and inspection of energy creation facilities. This is like coal power plants, energy power plants from the renewable energy. This is solar and wind turbines, etc. And we can use drones to understand the status. But what I like the most is the possibility to use drones and equipment to monitor distribution networks. This is the biggest market in energy sector that is just developing, and in 2 days Ukrainian national one of the monopolists on energy sector market, the DTEC company, who are also residents of Unit City, their research facilities, they will develop, they will make a presentation of drones used in energy sector and Ukrainian experience and Ukrainian future of these technologies. So we are waiting for this presentation in 2 days. And right here, we have experience working on this field using drones for our existing Ukrainian clients. Also, we use drones and use drone technologies in railway inspections, and this helps us to lower the damage down to the railway transportation during different project stages. Again, about volumes and why I'm talking about it so much, it is because drones can do and collect this data and analyze data used, processed from the data, drone data. It can be saved and it can be compared with previous periods, and this kind of result is without any kind of human factor effect. So we definitely understand that companies have better resolution, better status of data, and more precise data than they have all the years before. With drones, it is possible. So this is one of the biggest examples, not only in Ukraine, but is in Europe, one of the top mining companies in Ukraine are using drones to make volumetry of their facilities, and this is example actually one of the best in the Europe. So here again projects with the volumetry, and this is an important part that can be understood about the city infrastructure, because in this case we are using drones for the beam projections, for the engineering control about the current status of the project and the plan that was supposed to be implemented. So we can overlap the actual situation and the plan. And here with the beam technologies, we can use drones to inspect any kind of facilities that we have. Here is actually one of the most important projects that we made for the city infrastructure development, and here is a little more information about it. So you see that the city itself is jungle of the concrete. It is just we usually see how new building, new office centers remove parks and resting areas, green areas from the city, and within this proper situation we understand that city is starting to heat, and using drones, and actually this is one of the projects that we created also in collaboration with National Geographic, we use it to obtain the data of the thermal imagery upon different areas, and we extrapolated it using our technologies from data obtained from satellites, and we showed how green zones actually can help to lower the temperature of the city, and how it can help to make it better for the living space for different kind of people, because the more green zones you have, the less warm temperature in the city you will have, the more suitable for living the city will be. This is just an example, and actually everybody knew that parks make living space better, but this proper example showed statistically that this is true. The one more interesting fact that we had received during this project is that we have different kind of trees, different kind of parks that we can develop within the city, but we can use different complexes of different plants, different trees, and sometimes you can use different kind of trees for different regions of the city, and with just trees type make it better than, for example, if you will use less green zones. So this is definitely one of the best projects that we had, and actually this is really nice. Well, another one, actually this is this is an explanation from the previous slide that we showed to understand the help of the trees to make the better temperature regime for the citizens. Another one project is about counting. You know, sometimes you need to, sometimes you need just to understand the exact calculation of the objects within certain area. Those can be cars on these roads, so you can understand how loaded your transportation ways are. And sometimes you need to calculate plants on the field. And this is just an example that we used about classification of different objects on the field to understand their size and quantity. Right now, this is a pumpkin field. We made it as one of the projects to understand the quantity of pumpkins and their size on the field. But the same technology we are using to understand the quantity of seeds that has grown from the seeding company that was performed. We understand we can detect each plant individually, and more than that, we can detect our healthy plants and the weed that has to be eradicated. So those kind of analytics helps farmers to understand what they have to do, what kind of herbicides they have to implement, where, and probably it is and even understand the possibilities for the future yield and harvest potential that we can expect just calculating the numbers of plants grown. Another infrastructure project that we have performed, and it is developing right now in Kyiv, and more than that, we have the same project already running in Kharkiv, in Dnipropetrovsk, and in Lviv. This is mapping of underground heat communications. Drones using thermal cameras can map during winter the actual status of underground heat distribution networks. In Ukraine, in Kyiv, in Dnipropetrovsk, in Kharkiv, we have really big, this kind of heat distribution networks. And each year we have heating season that is needed to be analyzed, understood, and any malfunctions or any risks that might be there, drones help to prevent. So this is just another example of drones that can be used within infrastructure projects. Well, just a second. I have talked about, I don't know how many examples, 20 or 25 of them. We have pretty more, much more, but the main thing that all those technologies are not simple. This is a combination of hundreds of different sources of data, tons of different equipments, And the idea is to create for different industry a complete solution of hardware, software, analytical models, and integration possibilities. And this is what we do. Actually, we are, as a DroneUa, our main task is to create complexes of different technologies. Some of them are our own, some of them are developed by us. Some of them are technology that has been already implemented by our partners. And of course, we can do it only if our client wishes to do so. So one of the major part of the complex, any complex of new technologies integration, is main stakeholder, the company who will use it. So here we are, a DroneUa company, a complex. This is what I wanted to share with you about our possibilities. So right now I will stop sharing my screen and I will run another presentation of